Hi everyone. Today I'm here with a special guest and my partner who is Corner Steinbrook, who is known as Investor Amry, who built a super solid YouTube real estate channel which has over 20,000 subscribers, which is one of the biggest channel in North America for real estate. So today you're going to hear how we partnered, and who is located in Dallas, Texas, and I'm located in Windsor. So you're going to hear how we connected, and also you're going to hear what is all EXP Realty about and what kind of opportunities it is bringing into the current market. So we believe this EXP gonna blow the market in coming futures. So if you are here, if you're an agent, listen to this video, you have to pay a lot of attention to what now Corner gonna say about EXP. So just pay attention for next few minutes here to what he gonna say, and we'll go from there.
Right. Well, I appreciate you, and let me come on here and talk about EXP. Grateful to be partnering with you guys, you and Cassie and all y'all up there. They're starting to run fast and build that team up there. So guys, this is a huge opportunity for you in your business right now. So in my part of the country, EXP really has absolutely gone viral. And the reason why is we're going to talk about how the company got created, some of the main points on it. But Glenn Stanford created a 3-income stream cloud-based brokerage. It's changed the way agents are being compensated. And because of that, we're now getting ownership and have ways to acquire stock ownership in the company. And he's created a very lucrative team building model. And we're going to talk about these in detail. But the company's now seems to be going viral all across our country, and it's now headed into Canada. And if you understand industry cycles and you understand when to align with companies, you want to get in that first 5 to 10%, the early adopter stage, the trend setting stage, the millionaire maker stage. So we all know what happened with those .com millionaires, Dellionaires, people that got on the bottom floor of Microsoft, Yahoo, people that get on the bottom floor of Bing, Facebook, Uber, all these great companies, guys. And we now have the ability to hop into this company at the bottom floor, and it's now the fastest growing real estate brokerage in United States history. So let me kind of give you a kind of idea of how this company got started. So Glenn Stanford is an incredible leader. We are very grateful for this man. You're going to be hearing a lot about him going forward, about this great company he built. And so when he started his career, one of the companies that he worked at was AOL, from what I understand. And so he had a tech-based background. And so when he came from corporate, one of the things that he did as a smart entrepreneur was he identified the characteristics of what built the biggest corporations, which was stock ownership investing periods. And so everybody understands the golden handcuffs. They give you out the gold, but they're going to handcuff you to the company for a predetermined amount of time. Here at EXP Realty, we have a 3-year vesting period. And so what vesting period does in stock ownership and stock awards, it keeps the brightest talent at the company. And so he's very smart when he saw the similarities of what built big corporations. And then when he left and he went out into the real estate world, he took his tech-based background and was one of the first people around to really utilize the internet and use Google pay-per-click and some other internet strategies to build a $60 million a year business over there at Keller Williams. So everybody knows who Keller Williams is, largest agent population company in North America, very good company. And one of the reasons they grew so fast was they introduced what most multimillionaires have, which is multiple streams of income and passive income, right? So they introduced a really cool model called their 7-tier profit sharing model, and allowed agents to build teams within teams without the liability of being a broker. And so this ability to attract profit share, what happens is they can attract team members to their team. And when those agents sell houses, depending on which tier of compensation, according to how their compensation plan works, they split in the profit. So Glenn modeled what helped build the biggest real estate company we know of in North America. Their profit share model off the bottom, we're splitting revenue share off the top. So we do not have corporate recruiters. We do not have paid franchises, brick and mortar. We don't have all the extra real estate coaches. And so we're freeing up hundreds of millions of dollars in overhead that we can now spend back on the agent through better training, more support, better lead generation, better income streams, and ownership of the company. And so we have a 300-person cloud-based brokerage that operates in the cloud, which some of y'all have seen the videos on this, where we get to help and leverage these employees as compared to one broker that we work for. We have 300 paid employees helping us run our business that work for us. So it's a complete shift in the psychology of the way the business is being done. And because of this, people are flooding into the company for the opportunity. So we have a really cool model. We're 80-20 cap split. With $16,000 cap. A lot of you are paying way more than $16,000 for your cap, and you're paying a much worse than 80-20 split. Now, on top of that, there's multiple ways which we acquire stock in the company. When you sell your first transaction of the year, if you cap out at our company, which is equivalent to selling $2.66 million in real estate at a 3% commission rate, and then if you attract an agent to your team, when they sell their first house, if you personally sponsor that agent, they're going to give you a stock award. Now, we also have a really cool program that's incentivizing top producing agents called our Icon Program Agent, which y'all may want to look online about EXP's Icon Program. And there's a direct purchase program that allows you to earn back 5% of every transaction's commission, or if you want to purchase back 5% of that transaction's commission at a 20% discount. So there's a lot that the company is doing. They're giving ownership to the agent, which has never really happened before. We are publicly traded, at least in this way that they're doing it, on NASDAQ alongside RE/MAX, but they're not giving out these equity awards like this company is. So that's one of the big pull factors. And then we also have a revenue share model, which is super exciting for a lot of agents, which has literally changed my life in just a little over a year. It's allowing us to build assetless, debt-free cash flow. And AD, I know you are an investor and you've been buying rental properties, creating cash flow, which most real estate agents eventually do because they realize they're going to have a hard time hitting those big financial goals unless they work for equity and cash flow. And so what this allows us to do is sponsor agents similar to a great company like KW. We have a 7-tier model, but we're doing revenue share off the top. So instead of spending money on recruiters and buildings, what they're doing is they're giving it back to the agent in extra income streams and better training and more support. And one of these extra income streams is revenue share. And so revenue is off the top, not off the bottom like profit share. And so here's kind of how it works. We get 3.5% of gross commission for any agent you personally sponsor at EXP. So let's say I sponsored AD and he goes and sells a house where the inbound commission is $10,000. He's on the 80-20 split. 8,000 goes into his pocket for the commission. 2,000 or 20% goes to EXP for EXP company dollar, but out of the company dollar, not out of his pocket, they're going to give me 3.5% of the original gross commission, which if you think about that is $350. Now we get paid every single month. And here's why this is powerful for you guys that are entrepreneurs out there in the real estate space. So what do we have to go through traditionally to create that $350 cash flow through buying a rental property, right? All that risk, all that overhead, all that long-term debt service, all the risk of having the tenant not pay you. And so the traditional process to do a regular buy, fix, and finance out or burst strategy is we're competing against the marketplace to get the deal. Cost of acquisition, marketing is going up. And in my market, cost of acquisition has gone between $2,000 and $3,000 up to $5,000, $6,000, even $7,000 to acquire a contract that we can monetize. Then in order to start that cash flow process, we have to close on the property through a high interest only loan through a credit line, hard money lender, private money lender. And what happens is now we close on the property, have all this debt on our shoulders, the risk of carrying costs and contractors and people stealing our paint sprayers and power washers and all that headache we normally go through. Then we have to be financeable once the property is fixed up after we've seasoned it for a little bit of time, usually 6 months. Go back to the bank. We have to be financeable to go out to do a cash out refinance into an amortizing loan to create that equity over time, keep cash tied up in the deal, cash in reserves, and have all the extra risk to maybe make the same cash flow and put $100,000+ loan to create that $350. Now we're just showing the greatest brokerage model, in my opinion, that's ever been created. And when they say yes, I agree so too, and they come into your team, you're creating that same type of cash flow. So an agent that caps out at our company, we have a $16,000 cap, you're going to receive $2,800 in revenue share if they cap out. So think about that. If you attracted 10 people to your business this year, that's less than one a month. So you're going out there selling houses, building your business, utilizing all the tools and training and support that EXP is giving you. But over here, you're building your passive income. You attract one agent, less than one every 12 months, just 10 a year. That's $28,000 a year if they're all capping agents. And so this is why people are building these massive financial incomes, financial freedom numbers through passive income over here. And it's really exciting a lot of people. So I know when we sat down, I showed you this, it really shocked you. And that's why you moved your license over. And so maybe you want to talk about a little bit about kind of how we met and kind of why this is important for people, because the internet's a leverage of the entire planet. Now you can work with people in multiple markets and in other countries. You're no longer geographically restricted to one pinpoint on the map. And that's why people are able to scale business quicker, faster with less risk these days.
True. Yeah, that's when you told me the whole concept, literally I couldn't sleep for 3 days. Because this is like the next generation, right? It's like, I would say, 4th generation of real estate brokerage, which is like, I'm a brand new person as an agent, but I have read a lot how the business shifts. So till now, we were like brick and mortar brokerages till now, which is like you just, sell the properties. That's it. You don't have any other income source, no other revenue. But whereas here, you will talk to agents every day. No matter, because you have to talk to seller agent if you're a buyer agent. You have to talk to buyer agent if you're a seller agent. And you come across agents every day. Pretty cool thing here with EXP is now you can just make that connections. Just if you utilize it in the right way, everyone will get benefited out of it. And that's like ongoing basis. That's what blew my mind. Like, no brainer for me. It's like, anyways, have to do this, and doing a little bit of extra connection. You have an additional, like when you told, like you started a year ago and now you have a 200 team. That's like insane. So your just passive income is more than many, like I would say 90% of the agents' regular monthly paycheck.
Right. Yeah, it's been an absolute
blew my mind.
Yeah, it's been an absolute huge opportunity. So guys, you got to think of it like this. So you can sell real estate anywhere. There's low fee shops, there's flat fee shops, and you keep more of your commission. But where's your insight? You're going to sell houses forever. Now you can build a team at a traditional brokerage, but we're headed into a recession. We're seeing days on market go up, number of actives go up, price reductions happening. People are refinancing, pulling equity out of their houses because they're predicting that their house value is going to drop. Building permits are reducing. So it's very, very risky to run a traditional brokerage model right now. The overhead, think about that stress that you have to cover that lease and all the franchises costs and all the costs associated with running a traditional type of brokerage. And you're having to provide leads for those agents. And if you're bringing in income, what happens if the market shifts and you're barely covering that debt service and those liabilities, and now production's dropped by 50%? Who's going to cover that cost? So a lot of people like the idea that they can come over here with almost no risk, except their monthly fee, and build a team, and they don't have to be a broker to do so. And so the other thing is the international collaboration. So, I mean, look at what we're doing right now. So, a lot of people are already running international businesses using virtual assistants or working with partners in different countries. But now people understand that, your income is directly related to the size of the market or number of consumers or customers that you can be in front of. So if you're trying to build a business locally or trying to build a brokerage or a team in one pinpoint on the map, you're restricted to do so because you only have a little area with only so many people in it. Now, if you can expand that, you can expand your opportunities. So my mentor always told me that if you build a successful business locally, you can become a millionaire. Build one nationally, you can become a multimillionaire. Build one globally, you can become a billionaire. So think about all the companies that have made people billionaires. Are they in one city? Of course not. And so now people are able to work with their friends, their family members, business colleagues, even strangers, that they meet in the business from day to day. And so it's just an incredible opportunity to expand your business, and then the ability to acquire ownership at the bottom floor. So if you look at these three income streams, like we said, you can sell houses anywhere. But if you're at a current brokerage, let me ask you a serious question, guys. If you could not sell a house ever again tomorrow, say you got hit in a car wreck, or you had to start taking care of your parents that came down ill, or you came down ill yourself because life is risky, you never know what's going to happen that day, how many more months would you make it? How many more months could you pay your bills if you didn't sell a house, right? So if you don't have income coming in, residual income through rentals or notes or other businesses or through revenue share or whatever you're doing, you're living a very risky lifestyle. So the goal is to help these agents no longer start the month at zero. They keep on running their transactional business, but for some reason they come down ill, or they have to go across the country to take care of loved ones. We want to make sure that they have a few $1,000s a month coming in to cover their basic liabilities. Now here at EXP, you just heard what 10 capping agents will do for you. It's $28,000 a year. Now, just like a great company like Keller Williams, we have a multi-tier model that allows the duplication process, which is why the company's growing quick, and those agents can attract agents. So on our second tier, we actually increase the amount that we can earn. So if 80 goes out and attracts agents, which he's already doing to his team, he's already grown a team up there. When those agents sell houses, they're on his second tier, or on my second tier, but on his first tier. And I'll receive $3,200, he'll receive $2,800 if that agent's a capping agent. So imagine if he attracts 10 people to his business that go attract 10 people to their business. So if each one of those did that, you now have 100 people on your second tier. And if all of those are capping agents selling about $2.66 million in real estate or more, that's 100 by 3,200. It's $320,000 a year. Plus those 10 on the first tier is an extra $28,000 a year, guys. Think about that. Add that up, right? But plus when those first people that he attracted and is personally sponsored, when they sell their first house, he's going to get the stock award. So it's multiple streams of income. And a lot of people, you hear this, they're talking about our stock awards. A lot of people are out there talking about, they think it's like a retirement plan. That's how they see it, because there is no way for a 401k or a pension plan for agents. And then the revenue share plan is a way to leverage themselves, take stress off their life, no longer start the month at zero, because if you're just selling real estate, guys, every single month, you're as good as your last sale. So you start over. And it's that inconsistency of active income, that up and down of, I sold 4 houses this month. Next month I sold 0. Next month I sold 7. Next month I sold 0. Next month I sold 1. It's that inconsistency that creates that stress and frustration as an entrepreneur, especially as a real estate professional. And they're questioning, when is the next deal coming? Am I ever going to get another deal? How big is the deal going to be? Is it going to be a 4K commission or a 20K commission? And that's what keeps people on that stress level. And so the layering of extra income streams and multiple streams of income and equity models and cash flow models alongside your commission-based business is what's going to kind of bring you down to a point of comfort and not so stressed all the time. It's going to keep you focused going forward because you're layering these income streams on top of each other. And that's why this is just a breath of fresh air. And Glenn created an amazing company for agents to operate under.
Yeah, I cannot agree. Like not even a 0%. It's like literally, I cannot see why if someone who is an agent who is making, selling hundreds of properties, but not looking at this type of model, because now even if they are paying 10% on their every sale, here they're saving money and having another additional opportunity where another biggest thing that I was like super excited is now we can build teams all over the North America, different cities. If one city market is down, your income is not still down. You can still have an opportunity to make money elsewhere, other city, because now you're in Dallas. Now we're talking because of the social media, Facebook, YouTube. Man, I cannot stop thinking about this opportunity. I feel like we are sitting in a time where we can just sitting in front of computer, we can make a killing lifestyle, especially with this brokerage.
Yeah. So guys, kind of what's happened here. So the EXP has grown from 6,000 to 16,000 agents in 1 year. That makes it the fastest growing brokerage in United States history. So the kind of monkeys out the bag, people are finding out about it. People are looking at it now. And so the company has, a lot of people, you're hearing compensation for contribution. So Glenn, he had a compassion in his heart for these agents that were going out of business in the last crash. So I think statistically, I heard that 50% of agents went out of business in the last major crash that we had. And so he believes that the agent does the heavy lifting. They're the ones out there writing contracts at 1 a.m. They're the ones putting signs in the yard, having deals fall through. They're the ones that the teardrops are hitting the pillow on stressful days. And so he said, these people work hard. Real estate professionals work harder than any other industry. I truly believe that. He said, let's give them ownership of the company. A lot of people like that idea, which is why the company has grown so fast. And so, and the other thing is, he wanted to create a company that was, he said, what does he say? He says he wants to create a company that he would want to work at himself as an agent. And I definitely believe he did. And a lot of people do, which is why this is the fastest growing company out there. And so it's not just these extra income stream opportunities. They're giving us incredible resources. They're giving us lead generation platforms. They're giving us KV Core. Some of y'all know the cost of that. I mean, I think the last time I looked, don't quote me on this, but it was $1,000 setup fee and $450 a month just for the base package. And a lot of people would tell you that KV Core is the single most powerful lead generation platform in the country right now. And they're also giving us Commissions Inc. and another way to get leads through our Making It Rain program. So the easiest way to understand is they want to spend more money on the agent, giving you better training, more support, more lead generation, because if they can take an agent that's selling 5 houses a year to 20 houses a year, they're making more money is going back to the company, and this revenue is getting split with their team that's on day-to-day helping them. And so it's a great thought process to spend more on the agent, making the agent a better agent, than just wasting money on corporate recruiters and buildings like other companies are doing. So you got the choice. Buildings and recruiters and all these extra liabilities that the franchise top-down model has, or better training, more support, better income streams for the agent. And now it's not so hard to understand why this company is growing so quick.
Yeah, what's the better way to reach out to you if anyone have any questions from Canada, from Windsor, what's the best way to reach out to you? Right. For sure, who's watching this one definitely wants to talk about EXP, I'm sure.
Right. So guys, what you'll do is you just reach out to Adi and myself, and we'll sit down. And so we do the presentation on the internet a few times a week and give you those times so you can come kind of hear more about the model. We take you all in there. We take you inside the cloud, show you how it operates, show you how the virtual brokerage works. We show you everything you get in the back office, all the training, all the digital store, how our back office workplace works. And it's it takes about 45 minutes to see it all, just because there is a lot that they're giving us. But yeah, what we'll do is we'll just sit down, because guys, for those of you in Canada right now, when do you want to join a company? When it's at the top of the market cycle or at the bottom of the market cycle? So do you want to come to the party when everybody's there, or do you want to be the first to the party? So right now you have the huge advantage to be in front of a big wave that's coming. So in most cities where we've seen the same thing happens, the duplication process, where EXP touches down, it grows very, very quickly. And so being first to market what's a good example? So, you got to understand that, remember back in economics, we study what's called the industry growth curve. It's an S, right? So it starts out slow, linear growth, and it shoots straight up like a rocket ship and then flattens out, like the letter S from the name Sam. So what that's representing is opportunity versus no opportunity for industry cycles. And so what it's saying is at the bottom, when companies grow very slow and linear, they're starting to pick up, they're gaining name recognition, and then they go viral. Boom, they take off exponential growth like a rocket ship. But a company can't grow that fast forever because there's only so many agents in the marketplace. And so eventually what's going to happen is as the companies, looks like you got someone popping in the background as a guest, but all right. Well, we got to get these guys. That's all right. So what happens? Hey, welcome to the call. So what happens, guys, is eventually, so there's only so many agents in the marketplace. And as that grows, it's going to shrink. So let's say there's this many people in your market. You're the first one, and there's 10,000 agents in your market. You have 10,000 agents to talk to, but after 500 people join a company, what happened to that other number? Dropped down to 9,500, then 1,000, 9,000, 2,000, 8,000. So right now, the people, it's first to market. And that's what you guys have an opportunity to be in Canada. So if you do your research and kind of look around what's happening in our part of the North America down here in the southern part of the United States, this is coming your direction. So y'all have a huge opportunity. I think there's only a couple hundred agents in Canada that I saw, at least in your area, out of tens of thousands of agents. So this is a massive opportunity. There's a lot of agents and there's a lot of people to kind of get in front of that wave to talk to right now and kind of start putting that flag down, saying, I'm going to start building this team up here. And so I'm here to help you guys. I'll sit down with you guys. We work and we train on Monday mornings, on Friday mornings, and we do it all through Zoom, just like we're doing this presentation right now. And we'll kind of help you get your business up and going.
Yeah. And one question I was hearing a lot from agents whom I'm talking from. So they're concerned about the brand, how that can affect their listings or selling in the industry, in the marketplace.
Right. So for team leaders that want to bring over, so Glenn understands, he's a very smart entrepreneur and understands that a lot of these teams build their brand over time and they spend a lot of time, energy, and resources. And by doing so, he doesn't want to take their brand. So if you're a team leader and you have ABC Realty, it'll just be now ABC Realty Broker by EXP Realty. So that's going to be a big pull factor for a lot of these teams coming over. They're not going to take the brand. Now for brand recognition, I mean, guys, if you've gone out there and have ever studied the business, so I had a podcast done with Jack Gillis, incredible individual, was one of the top co-world banker agents in the nation. In his own words, they did a poll and they tracked every single transaction that they did that year. And he's from Coldwell, great company. I believe they launched in 1906 and merged in 1913, kind of changed the game. And a lot of what we do now is modeled after what that company did. Great company. And so he was one of the top people in the company. And so they tracked this and said, did name recognition have anything to do with the company that chose? And he said, nobody said that, right? If I remember correctly. So the name recognition thing it's a good for big companies to use, attracting new agents out of the market center. But in reality, we know people hire the agent for the agent. They hire people who they know, like, and trust. They look you in the eye and say, do I trust this person with the biggest transaction in my family's life? And it comes down to a lot of referrals and the way you do your business. Because if name recognition mattered, you wouldn't see $50 million producers as a single agent out there being a single broker or running their own shop, or you wouldn't see all these small 2 and 3, 4 person operations just killing it, taking over market share left and right. So name recognition is good for a few things, mainly attracting new agents out of the marketplace. But when it comes down to name recognition, nobody's ever asked me, to be honest. I can't even remember one time someone asked me what brokerage I was at after they said, hey, I like you, I think I want to hire you, but let me see which brokerage you're at before. Now, the other thing is, if they do ask about that, I mean, it's not hard to find EXP, the single fastest growing brokerage in U.S. history. And at the rate we're going, who knows where we'll be in 3 to 5 years. I mean, a lot of people think this is going to be the biggest real estate company ever created. And I share that opinion.
Yeah, actually, that's a very good, solid point. Even like for me, I've been in the business only just 1 month, but I already have 4 deals framed, and I have like 3 listings that I'm about to list in next week. So no one ever asked me till now. No one. And now, actually, for me, I have an option to say about, you know what, we are one of the high-tech company. That's what I'm saying, everyone. We are the high-tech because it's all based on software, and that's what all the industries are moving towards. All the businesses, they are now, if they don't have a path on the cloud, they're dead.
Right. So guys, here's what you're noticing, of whether or not you're you're focusing on it or not, everybody's seeing it happen around them. So the whole world is moving towards the elimination of inventory models and the elimination of brick and mortar models. So I saw a stat on somewhere online that said 8,000 brick and mortar companies have gone out of business in the past year or two. So if you look at all the companies we've always known, Toys R Us, Sears, Borders Books, Circuit City, Blockbuster, and I don't know how many of these companies are up in Canada that I named, but those are brick and mortar companies. And so Toys R Us was a big toy store down here. I'm sure y'all had them up there. I'm not sure, but how can they compete against a company like Amazon? They're asking their customer, they're selling the same toy, the same product, but they're asking their customer to get in their car, drive out in the traffic, go out in the heat, the sleet, the rain, the snow, the elements, risk the traffic, stress of traffic, people really literally risking their life with how many people are texting and driving now. Go into the store, grab the toy off the shelf, check out, drive home, and the big kicker is they ask you to pay more for that toy. They can't compete, and that's why these brick and mortar companies are going out of business left and right. So the old school model, the franchise brick and mortar model is great for a long time, but you know what? A horse worked well for people as well. Now we drive cars. And so it's just a shift in psychology. And then the other thing is we're going towards the elimination of inventory models. So look at Uber, right? Does Uber have a giant inventory of yellow taxi cabs with long-term maintenance and overhead to take care of? Or what about Airbnb? Where are all the hotels that Airbnb owns? They don't, right? They're not a Hilton. They're not a Holiday Inn. So the whole planet's moving towards elimination of inventory and brick and mortar. I mean, look at what Alibaba's doing on the other half of the world. Absolutely amazing. I think I saw something that said they did almost $31 billion in sales in one day. And I think the most Amazon's ever done was just under $4 billion in one day. Now, I'm just throwing off numbers off the top of my mind, but it's something dramatic like that. And so it's just a complete shift of the way business is done. And just to point out once again, so 80, coming in, when he closes his first house, what's going to happen? So multiple streams of income. Wealth creation, guys, you can sell real estate anywhere, but you can't create wealth. So when he sells that first house, he's going to get a stock award. On that same transaction, I'm going to get a stock award. So one house, two people got a stock award. Think about that. Now, also, when he sells that house, I'm going to receive 3.5% of gross commission. So on a house that I will never see, a contract that I will never write with an individual that's in a different country who are now partners with, I'm being financially compensated. And that is why this is such a huge opportunity. This has shifted the way brokerages are being done. And guys, you can do this anywhere. You can partner. It's the sky's the limit. The size of your goals, the size of your vision, the size of your heart and your work ethic is going to take you far with a company like this who's built off compensation for contribution. The more you contribute, the more agents you want to bring to the company, the more you can be compensated, right? So there is no ceiling on this. And so it's just an amazing company run by amazing individuals, an amazing opportunity for people to look at, especially talking about the market cycles, because you guys are at the bottom floor and you have first to market rights up there in a lot of areas in Canada. So this is a huge opportunity if you're watching this right now.
And what would you say if someone who is watching this video, if he's a broker, if he already have a team of 10, 20 agents under him?
Right. Yeah. So for a real estate agent, just a sales agent, guys, it's an amazing company, great opportunity. But for a broker, I've never seen a no-brainer bigger than this, because what we're seeing is why you're seeing all these stories and big announcements. I mean, it's like almost every week, some industry leader across the country announcing that they're rolling in. I think I saw a guy just talking about they just rolled a team in. He's a broker of 36 years, ran a huge team in San Antonio. I think it was a Remax team. I don't know, guys, go out on the internet, plug around. But the reason why these brokers are rolling their team in after decades is because a lot of reasons, right? They're releasing their risk. They're releasing their liability and litigation risk because they're no longer, the one basically, EXP is now carrying that risk, right? The other thing is that they have 300 paid employees in the cloud to help them leverage their business. So those paid employees in the cloud do what? They free up time. So a traditional brokerage model is like running an adult daycare. You're every single day answering 3, 5, 10-minute questions for all these adult babies, right? Coming through your adult daycare. It's the joke that a lot of people use, but it's the truth. It's a time-eating, time-sucking business. And so if all you're doing all day long is answering 5-minute questions and 10-minute questions through text and people coming in and out of your office, what does that do? It eats up your time, and it doesn't allow you to give time back to income producing or high leverage activities. So you can't attract more agents to your business and support those agents, and you can't go get transactions and work on your own transactional business or provide leads for your agents who work those transactions within your team. And so now they can leverage these paid employees in the cloud, and they're freeing up the time so that these business owners can focus on the 2 income producing activities, which they need to focus on for every real estate team builder: more agents, more leads for those agents. And so the other thing is, they're able to give training and support that they couldn't afford to do to these agents because of the economies of scale. With there's so many agents at EXP, they're buying KV Core and they're buying all these things at a reduced rate, from what I understand, because of economies of scale. Now they can give out extra training, extra lead generation to their agents that they couldn't afford to give anyways. And EXP is training their agents on top of that. So they're freeing up liability. and they're able to leverage the power of the cloud and all the paid employees to help them grow their business faster. EXP's training them, which frees up their time once again. And the other thing is, when you say they had 30 agents, if you're a broker right now and you're listening to this, how many of those 30 agents at your company are building your business for you right now? You're probably saying none, right? Or maybe one random one from a friend. So those agents in your office have zero financial incentive to go out there and spend time, energy, and resources attracting agents to your business. But as soon as you partner with EXP, those 30 sales agents become entrepreneurs, 3 income stream business owners, and working for equity, cash flow, and commission. And they have the opportunity to build revenue share. And what do you think they're going to do with that type of money on the table? Everybody wants to build a revenue share team when they see the numbers on it, because who wouldn't? I mean, why would you not? It's an incredible program or incredible opportunity that this company is allowing us to have. So those 30 agents can now all go build a team. And when they build a team, it benefits you and themselves. And so there's just so many reasons why these big teams are rolling in left and right. And so if you're a broker right now and you want to sit down and talk to us, we can go through and kind of look at your numbers. There are a couple team rolling structures. We have a regular team rolling structure and a mega team rolling structure. So that's the big play right now, is to bring in teams. And it's not a traditional way of buying a brokerage and breaking out a credit card and breaking out your checkbook. You have to come in with a sponsor at EXP. And if you do it the right way, a lot of people see it as you can buy businesses for $50 a month. And that's what you're going to hear a lot of people saying, is that it's not traditionally buying a brokerage where you're buying it, but they can come in and roll their team in inside your revenue share organization. That is a huge opportunity right now.
Yeah, that's a lot to consume, I know. But Connor, one thing I have to say about you, we known each other just from a month or so, right? But from then onwards, I really love you, because you have such a huge business going on. So many videos releasing every day. Your flipping business and your real estate sales business and a 200+ team business. So even though you had this many things, you always made sure you gave time for me. So I really appreciate, and I really appreciate for your time. You know, I will take this seriously. So with that, I thank you very much for giving me opportunity and giving your time.
Yeah, man. You know, we're partners now. So guys, I like to, so I've been teaching entrepreneurs for years on, time management, system management, emotion management, how to build a real estate business. And so now a lot of people wanted to partner with me with my investing business. It's just not possible. But now I really like this, because we're able to work and work with other people. And so I come from a thought process of replicate, duplicate, dominate. So if I can't share what I know with you guys and teach you how to basically clone myself, because the more I can help you become successful, the bigger team you're going to grow. And because we're financially connected at the hip, we all win. Company wins, you win, I win, and all the families that we're helping win. So it's just a great business model. And yeah, so any of you guys that want to sit down with us and talk more about what we're doing, just reach out to us, and we'll have a detailed conversation. We'll look at everything very, very closely. We'll put the math side by side, because one thing I can't do is have my calculator lie to you. My calculator is going to tell you the same numbers that your calculator is going to say. And if you try to take the math question on this one, guys, you're probably going to miss the answer, because there is a lot of data, there is a lot of numbers, and we want to make sure you have the right data and looking at things accurately. Because what a lot of entrepreneurs do is they make decisions for their future off feeling and emotion instead of facts, logic, reason, data, and math. And so when you sit there and see your current brokerage model side by side, cap, split, secondary income streams, third income streams, monthly fee, transactional fee, cost of training, cost of overhead, cost of whatever else, and we kind of side by side. Unless you got into business for hobby and not profit, you probably are going to get pretty excited when you see these numbers and how much more money you can make over here.
Yeah. Cannot wait to see the Canada team grow. We will, for sure, it's a beginning for us.
Well, let's do it, man. So, yeah, so guys, looking forward to talking with you, and I'll see you when I see you.
Yeah, thank you. And I'll just leave my Facebook link below in the description. So, if you have any questions, if you just reach out to us.